Hey, what's up guys? So we are in the 11th episode of the live coding series, and today we are going to actually continue where we left off in the last episode. So we are going to continue building the live chat application, multi-streaming live chat application. So we have been facing a lot of difficulties in setting up the environment, so we actually containerized whatever we have so far. So we basically set up Docker containers, we also cleaned up the code a bit, and we also set up the stream with a lot of other things like two-way chat between YouTube and Twitch. But yeah, there are a few things to do to actually get it to a place where you can actually use it for real-time chat. So we will do some cleanup today as well, along with few other features to make it really usable for users. So far whatever code I have written, I have actually posted it in the GitHub repository, github.com/timecampus/streambox. If you see that, you can actually get it. So if you don't have the link, let me know. I will actually share the link with you. But otherwise, so let's continue coding today. So, and if you have any questions, comments, feedback, and suggestions, let me know in the chat, and we will address it then and there. So I'm going to quickly show you my screen of what we have so far. So, okay, there we go. Okay, I'm showing you my wrong screen. Let me just change the screen. Never mind. I'll just code in the screen itself. I have dual monitor, so things might get a bit different. Anyways, so we are here and let's just get things working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my VS Code. So this is what we have so far. So we made a Docker Compose file which is having all the containers basically. So you have the server, you have the YouTube plugin, and you have the Twitch plugin. So in case you are attending the stream for the first time, you might actually not follow all of these. So I would advise that you go and watch the previous episodes before you come to this. But anyways, so otherwise you would have an idea of what we are actually doing. So we are building the YouTube plugin, Twitch plugin, and building a multi-streaming chat app. So that's what we are doing, right? So let's continue doing that. So what we are going to do now is we are going to quickly start up the entire server. So we are just going to do, okay, this is my folder where I have all the files available. So Docker compose up. So, and it's going to start everything for me, starting the server, starting the YouTube plugin, starting the Twitch plugin. So we can actually communicate with all of these platforms, as soon as it starts. So, but before, okay, it started. So it was very quick. So it started the, what do you say, server, it started the YouTube plugin, and it started the Twitch plugin. And if you want to check it, you can actually go to localhost 8085. Let me just put my browser here. Twitch plugin. So we can actually communicate with. So this is the page which we have. Last time we also exposed it via Nginx, so we will also be able to communicate via Nginx if we need. So let's quickly have a look at what we have so far. Okay, here is our Twitch and here is our YouTube plugin. Okay, looks like I'm not showing that, or am I? Oh, never mind, I'm showing it. So what we are going to do today is, so frequently we have been in the business of getting the live chat ID from the API and trying to link it to the stream. So meaning we are calling the API frequently to basically understand what is the live chat ID of the current stream, and that's what we are actually adding to the stream, right? Bro, that accent is horrendous. I can only understand about 5% of what you're saying. Good luck in you. So, okay, anyways, sad, it's Indian accent, so what can I do? So what I'm going to do now is, so I'm going to quickly type YouTube live chat API medium. So this is where we were actually getting all the live chats, right? So first step, what we are going to do is we are going to go to this endpoint, which is where we can get all the list of broadcasts. So first, if you are building out a live chat application, you need to get all the list of broadcasts. So you need to know what is the chat ID for your respective broadcast, after which you can actually get all the conversations related to it. So first step is getting that. So if you probably call this API, like you have the snippet, I'm adding this as well, broadcast type all. Okay, broadcast status all and broadcast type all, and I will also give the max results. So I say 100 and I execute it. It asks me for authentication. Once it authenticates, okay, it says live streaming not enabled. Why is it not enabled? Let's refresh it again, redo it again. So part is snippet, broadcast it all. So mine true. Okay, I didn't do mine true. And I do execute, and I have to select Timecampus. I have to allow, and now it will give me incompatible parameters. Mine true, broadcast type all, part snippet, right? So okay, I need not give broadcast status. Okay, now it is getting me all the YouTube results. So what I'm going to do now is, so I'm going to copy this into my VS Code. So first step, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to change the language as JSON, and if you want to get the live chat ID of today's session, we have to just type season 1 episode 11. Okay, looks like it's not getting me live chat ID. Okay, because we didn't put the max results. So we have to say maximum I need 100 results. It's not getting me all the results. I copy it again, paste it here. Now I do season 1 episode 11. I get a different set of episodes here. So, and this is the live chat ID which I really want. So what we are actually doing is we are calling the YouTube API and getting the list of broadcasts, and then using this live chat ID to basically say, okay, this is the chat ID to which I want to stream. So I mean, this is the chat ID which I want to use to basically do the conversation. So instead of doing this all the way like what we just did now, we want to actually be able to call the API and get it dynamically. So that's what we are going to do to start with. So if we just click on show code, we will actually get the curl code for the same. So we get the curl request, curl this endpoint is what we have to call, and this is the header we have to pass, and this is the payload we have to pass. So if we pass all these payload, and we will get all the response we want. So ultimately what we are doing is we are going to pass the required parameters, and we are going to get the list of broadcasts. That's what we are going to do. So I'm going to create a route for that in my server. So okay, not the server, let me do it in the YouTube endpoint. Because this is a YouTube specific functionality, what I'm going to do is I'm going to define what is it. Okay, let me quickly do npm install as well in the meantime. GD plugins YouTube. Okay, so that's happening behind the scenes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically make an endpoint called get broadcasts, broadcast list, and I'm going to call this function get broadcast list. So I am going to basically call this file, which is the API server controller file. So which is where I am going to add this function. So and now what I am going to do is, so this is where I have to add what I want to do. So first what I want to do is I want to pass these parameters which you just saw in this block. So we have to pass few parameters to get the live chat ID, right? So we have to pass the part is snippet, broadcast type is all, and mine is true. So this is the parameter we have to pass to basically get the live chat ID, and that's what we are going to do. So okay, I think it's still installing. So what we are going to do is we are going to call the endpoint which we just copied here. So that's what we are going to do first. So we have the API URL we are calling here. So googleapis.com/youtube/v3/whatever. So that's the endpoint we have to call to get the list of broadcasts. So, and we have the API key here. So I want to paste the API key here along with the other things. So the API key I can actually get from YouTube, but I guess I have already got the API key. So let's just see. I think I don't need the API key. Do I? I think I don't need it. So because for doing post to YouTube, we didn't use the API key, if you remember correctly. Yeah, we don't need the API key. So we can do it without the API key, but we still need the token. So I'm not passing the API key here. So I have my URL. Okay, I guess I have. So I have passed the parameters here. Broadcast type should be all. Max results should be 100. Mine is equal to true. So I want to put this as parameters. So we can actually modify it later if you want. So max results, and then one more, what we have to do is mine equal to true. So we have these three parameters. Okay, so these are the three constants we have, so we can actually modify it later if you want. So we have the URL now. So the next thing which we need is the header and the other things as well. So we are going to copy the same, the API request which we actually used in post to YouTube. So I'm just going to copy this Axios method or Axios call which we did to make the API payload. So this is the options which we are passing to the respective endpoint to get our response. So what we need is, we need to pass the URL here. So the URL is being passed here, and we need to pass the data as well. So data is not needed in this case because it's going to be a GET request if I remember correctly. Curl, is it a GET request or a POST request? I think it is a POST request. So do they mention it here? Okay, it's a GET request. So we can directly use it without passing any data anyways. So all the data is already passed in the URL. So method is GET, and authorization bearer access token. So access token we have to get it from here. So process.env.access token is where we have the access token. I think I have put the access token inside the env. Yeah, I have put. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this access token here and paste it here. I mean the env variable here. So now we have a variable called access token which is going to pick the value from the environment variable, and that's what we are going to do. Okay, let me do this as well. So part is snippet, broadcast type is all, max results is 100, is minus 2. So we have everything here, and we are going to make an API request. And this response is going to be the list of broadcasts which we currently have. So that's going to be the response. So let's quickly see if it is working. To see if it is working, what we have to do is we have to call this API route, right? So get broadcast list is the endpoint which you are calling, the post is the method, and yeah, it's a post request. So let's make it a get request. You don't need to have a post here, right? I mean, you are getting the list of broadcasts, so get will do. So get broadcast list, and then you are calling broadcast list method, you are passing all the parameters, and you are going to get the response. So let's see if it is actually working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly pick up my insomnia. So okay, let me just so new get request, get broadcast. Let me create a folder here, maybe we will keep it organized. So this is stream box within which I are going to have the list of broadcasts. So we are calling HTTP not localhost. I think it is running in where is it running? So this is the YouTube plugin which we are calling. Okay, text file is busy. Never mind. So the YouTube plugin is running in 8090. So that's where it is running. So we want to call 192.168.10.30. That's my system IP. Colon 8090 slash, then you have get broadcast list. That's the endpoint. So this is the endpoint we want to call. So if you click this send, we have to get the list of broadcasts. Let's see if it works. We click on send. Fingers crossed. Okay, there is a mistake we did. If you see here, I'm cancelling this request. We are getting the response in the console, but we didn't send it back in the response. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to send it back again. Press dot status of 200.json p broadcasts. I'm going to put my response inside this. So I'm going to return the response so that after getting all the list of broadcasts, it is going to respond back to me. I'm sending it again. Come on, do something. Did it reload? Okay, it is reloading. So let's quickly see whether this endpoint is actually working before we even go ahead. So 192.168, I guess it is 30.10. Yeah, I gave my IP wrong. Now hopefully it will work. Come on, get me something. Yes, it called the YouTube API here. It got the list of broadcasts you can see here. And let's see if it returns back. Okay, it says error. I don't know why. Okay, the reason we are getting it as error is because response will have response is not the actual response. Response.data is the actual response when you see Axios. We have to return back response.data and not response. Okay, there we go. So we have it again running in 8090 and we have to send the request again. Come on, give me something. Let me send the request again. Please. Yes. I don't know why it's taking this much time. Maybe YouTube is taking time to respond because I am asking for 100 broadcasts. So it is listing me all the broadcasts now. So that's what I basically did. So all I did was I made an endpoint where if I just click on send, it will actually get me the list of all broadcasts in my current account. That's what I did. Now what we want to do is we want to actually call this endpoint from the UI. So we have the UI here. Let's quickly close the unwanted stuff so that we can actually get along with the work. So I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. Okay. So I'm going to open up my UI here. So SRC, let me open up the right UI. Views, index server view. I hope this is my UI. Let's quickly check that as well. Inbox. Let's check whether it is working. Yes, this is my UI. So what I want to do is I want to basically call this API from the UI and get the list of broadcasts here. So how I can actually do that is through the fetch call from JavaScript. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly copy the fetch code, fetch JavaScript example. So MDN is going to give me a list of all the examples here. So I'm going to quickly copy this. Will it work? I think it should work. So let's see. So we are calling, we are just going to take the API call from the Insomnia client. So this is the endpoint which I am calling. So I'll change this later. We will put all of these into variables later. And the list of broadcasts is going to be returned for me if I basically call this. So let's see if it is actually working. So what I want to do is, I want to console received API response from YouTube. So now let's see whether it's actually working. So it's reloading. Okay, there we go. So what we are going to do is we are going to quickly open up our stream app again. We are going to open up the console and we are going to see whether we are actually getting. So ignore this, we will actually have a look at this later. Let's see. Is it actually getting me the response? Is this fetch actually getting called? So that's the first question we have to ask. So this fetch has to get called to get the broadcast list, right? So we are calling this and it should get the broadcast list. The response should come and the response should be converted into JSON and we are printing the JSON here. So should work. Let's quickly see if the network call was actually made. .3010. Okay, this is the get request. Yeah. Okay, it's actually getting me the response. So why is it not printing it here? Okay. Received API response from YouTube. I got it, but it's getting the response after a high delay. So anyways, so this is the list of response I have. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly put this into a select box. So I want to be able to select the broadcast which I want to use for my stream, and that's what I will use for my live chat. So I want to be able to select that. So what I'm going to do is, so I am going to create a select box here. Okay, I know the UI is looking like crap, but we will change it later. Right now it's just for a demo, right? Even the code is crap. So we have the YouTube stream window here, and probably we will add the plugin here itself. I mean the selector here itself. So what we want to do is we want to populate the select with the list of broadcast to select. Select the broadcast. So and let's name this broadcast selector. Okay, let's say YouTube broadcast selector. So now I am going to add the response which I received onto the select box, but I can't add it just like that. So I have to go through the loop for let I equal to 0, I less than . So data is an array if you saw. So okay, data is an object. So data is the object which has broadcast. So data.broadcast will actually contain the list of broadcasts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do data dot broadcasts dot length. I think, yeah, data is an object, right? I hope so. Data dot broadcasts. Let's see what we get. Oh, I'm sorry. Store as global variable temp1 dot broadcasts. Okay, so we are getting temp1 dot broadcast as this, and what we want is we want temp1 dot broadcast dot items, I guess. So let's see if it works. Dot items. Okay, this is what we have to loop. Temp1 dot broadcast dot items contains the array, which is what we have to loop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly pick up where is my VS Code? Yeah, items dot length. So this is what I want. But if you see here, these all are arrays of objects. So what I want is I want the ID of the broadcast and probably just the live chat ID. In fact, I just need the live chat ID, right? Yeah, I need the name of the broadcast though. So the name of the broadcast is actually labeled somewhere here. So let's see where it is. So channel ID is default broadcast, true. Yeah, here is the title. So snippet dot title will actually contain the title of the broadcast. So that's what we want to get, and we want to get the live chat ID as well. So what we are going to do is we are going to say const not const, let broadcast equal to data dot broadcast dot item of I. So this is what our broadcast looks like, and we want to get uh, the respective object we need. We need the stream title, right? Let stream title equal to broadcast dot snippet dot title. So this is going to be our stream title, and we are also wanting we also want the live chat ID, right? So live chat ID equal to broadcast dot snippet dot live chat ID. So let's quickly copy that as well. So this is going to be our live chat ID, and what we want to do is we want to add this to the YouTube broadcast selector. So document dot query selector. Oops. Dot, I guess it's append. It should be fine. Let's see. If it's not, we will probably change it. So what we want to do is we want to create an option element. So we want to add the value of the option to be the live chat ID. So this is going to be the value of the option. And we want the name of the option to be the stream title. So we have the stream title, we have the live chat ID as an option. I hope it will work. Let's see. So I'm saving this, but before which I want, okay, let's see. If it works, well and good. If it doesn't work, probably we'll change it. Never mind. Let's refresh. Now I hope it works. So it will take some time for me to for it to fetch from YouTube. Once it has fetched, it will actually show it here. So but where is my select box? That's something which I'm wondering. So where did I add the select box? Select the YouTube broadcast, right? Select the, okay, here is our select box. It came in the wrong place, but fine. Right now we will just see whether it works. Come on, do the API call. Get the response for me, please. Is it calling get broadcast list? Looks like it called. It has not received the response yet. Request is not finished yet. Let's see what the server is doing. Okay, it says error. Let's refresh it again. Has to be able to get the broadcast list. Okay, let me do one thing. I will quickly change the token. Okay, I got the new token. What I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to restart the plugins. I have my plugin youtube.env. I have my token here. I am going to replace this. Okay, I have replaced the token and I am going to run docker compose down and docker compose up again. So like the token which I actually got was from the playground, which has an expiry of 30 minutes. Probably it got expired. So I have refreshed the token, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to refresh the page. Now it should work. Yes, we got the list of broadcasts as a response, and let's see if it actually got populated here. So if you see here, it got populated, but it got populated as a string. So we want to change this into an object, right? So this is not the way in which we want it to be concatenated. We want it to attach to the ROM. So JavaScript append to select option. Okay, let's do it this way. It'll probably make our job easier. So what we have is, so what we did so far, what happened was that it got appended as a string and not a DOM element. So we want the value to be live chat ID. So I'm putting live chat ID here, and we want the title to be stream title. So I'm putting the title here. So yeah, there we go. And this is where we want to be appended. So we want get element by ID of YouTube broadcast selector. Yeah, so this should work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh the page again. It's going to call the YouTube API again and get all the list of broadcasts, and it's going to populate here. Come on. Come on. It's taking a lot of time for the YouTube API to respond. Request not finished yet. Why is it happening like this? I threw an error. We'll fix it later, but let's try doing that again. So it looks like it's not getting me the list of broadcasts. Why? Calling the same endpoint and I'm not getting the broadcast, but what I'm getting is an error. So let's see whether the authentication we actually did is working. Get broadcast list. So let's see. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the server first. I'm going to see why this is happening. So app, okay, not server, the YouTube server rather. So get broadcast list. This is where we are calling the API. So we are passing the access token which we are getting. So unless the access token is wrong, this should not happen. So let's do one thing. Let's filter it out by some other means so that we will get just some amount of data without getting the entire list of broadcasts. So should I reduce the amount? Let's see whether they have a sort option. page token on behalf of content owner, max results, broadcast type event, broadcast status, active. So let's see what active returns. Oh, this is nice. This is giving me the broadcast, I guess. Wow, this is exactly what I need. So which means that if I just set the broadcast status as active, it will get me the current broadcast ID itself. So let me just do that. We don't need a select option. So broadcast status is active. So I just need to add that as well here. Okay, so now this must get me just the broadcast which I need. So I can remove is mine true. Okay, perfect. So yeah, there we go. So this will get me just one broadcast, which is exactly what we need. You want just the current broadcast, right? Let's see. Come on. Why? Why YouTube? Okay, let's do one thing. Let me refresh the token again. Something is really wrong with the token, I guess. .env. So I have here. I'm going to refresh my access token. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm saving this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Docker compose down and Docker compose up. Okay, our plugins have started. Now what we want to do is we want to refresh this page and we should be getting the broadcast. Yes, we got the broadcast. So we got YouTube broadcast live coding never stop from Timecampus. So that's exactly what we needed, right? So select the YouTube broadcast, and if you do inspect element, you have option value equal to the live chat ID which you want. You have the name of the session. That's exactly what we want. Let's do one thing. Let's clean up the UI a bit so that we will have it a bit more organized. So chat window was this style, right? I mean, chat window is the element where this is happening. So we have the public style.css. So this is where everything is. So we want to just keep it as probably 400 pixels maybe. I know we are over time, but to be honest, coding is taking a lot of time. Okay, now this is overflowing over the element, which means that I have set the display window as a different width. So what if I comment this out? Never mind, I'll just put this as 350px. Okay, so now it got restarted. Okay, so we have a chat box. Let's reduce the height as well. We don't want this much height. Probably 350 would do. And there as well, we want to change the height here as well. In fact, let's do this first and let's see if it works. Come on, reload the server. Okay, there we go, and we refresh. Ouch. I'm not supposed to style like this. This is a very bad way of styling. You know, I just happened to do everything in a hurry, so I had to do like this. In fact, you have to put a relative width and height for the the outer container, and the inner container will automatically adjust themselves based on the outer container's width. So that's how it should be done. Okay, so we have the chat box, we have this, so we want to probably fix this as well. So let me just put this here. Okay, so we have stream windows where we have stream video, which is where our embeds are actually going, and we have two stream video elements, right? So one is for YouTube and another is for Twitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go to my stream video element and I'm going to float it left. Okay, it's already float left. So let's see what else we can do. So let's say this width is going to be 300 px. Okay, if I just set the stream video's width to be 300 px, it is working. So stream video width is 300 px. Just to start with right now, we will actually make it a bit more cleaner later. Okay, there we go. So we have select the YouTube broadcast option here. Come on, make the API call, populate it. Why YouTube? Why get me the broadcast list? Okay, something is wrong with the YouTube endpoint. So only it's working only for the first time. So after I get the broadcast list, then I guess the token is no longer valid, or the request is no longer valid for some reason. I don't know why. Let's see getting it through this. I guess it will give me the same. Yeah, it's getting me error again. Don't know why. So the API call is working only for the first time, not after that. I'm wondering why it is. So this is the live broadcast which you are getting. Okay, maximum results, let's keep it as 1. So part snippet, broadcast status active, broadcast type all. This is exactly what we want, and here we have the access token. Okay, looks like they are removing the access token, or revoking the existing access token after the first API call. Maybe that's the case, not sure though. Okay, so in such cases we want to add the refresh token here to make it work. But anyways, I hope this was at least insightful a bit. So this Twitch is not coming because I have actually configured the embed in a wrong way. So it's saying parent query string value contains invalid domain name, so that's why it's not working. So which means that I have to fix the domain name here. So in the Twitch embed, so okay, this is the domain which I have. So since I am accessing it from 192.168.30.10, it's not working. So if I directly do it from localhost rather, it will work. So that's why it's not working. So because localhost is meant for development, they are blocking access to all the other IPs. So if I go and whitelist it in Twitch, it will work, or I have to access this from localhost, then it will work. So that's the reason why Twitch is not working. Yeah, so that's all we have for today. We are already over time. In fact, we have to do a lot more. Looks like we have to probably split this across next season as well. So I hope it was insightful. So we will do more. So let us know what you feel about this session. I know that a lot of things would be complicated enough for a lot of people to understand, because you have to follow this from the start to be able to get an idea on what we are actually doing. Probably if you come for the next episode as well, which is going to be on next Thursday, probably you will get an idea on what we are doing. So in summary, what we are doing is we are trying to stream to multiple we are trying to make a chat application which can work across multiple platforms, YouTube, Twitch, and other platforms as well. Basically two-way communication. That's what we are going to do. Yeah, we are just on the way through that. So we have a lot more work to do. In fact, this is a crappy user interface. So if you were doing something like this, so don't do it like this. So just because I'm doing all of these live in the stream, so that's why I have to do all of these like this. Okay, I forgot about my mic. Anyways, So thank you for attending. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.